our FA Cup draw has just been given out, so we're playing. We're actually training the week of the 29th, and then our first game is that Sunday. Obviously, you guys were back in playing, but you had a bit of time off as well for the first lockdown. But in terms of preparing to get back into training, how was it, like physically on the body? How was it with that amount of time off and then going back into such high intensity work?
I know we all had to sign up to, Strava app.
Yeah.
So we used that, and we had a little group with all the lads and the fitness coaches and stuff, and we had to just log our runs like maybe four or 5 times a week. So we just kept active like that and just done some runs on our own around either pitches or just around the roads and stuff like that, just to try and keep fit so it wasn't as tough when we went back.
It felt a little bit like a bit of a competition between everyone about who could do the most sort of miles. There's some like ridiculous cycle sessions, like crazy ones. I think the biggest one, I think Cam ended up cycling from Petersfield to Brighton and back.
Yeah.
It was a good laugh, but I'm sure Marcus is in a different boat here, and Cal, when it comes to the sort of, you can run as much as you want, but as soon as you go back onto a football pitch, it's just worlds apart. There's no sort of running you can do to prepare yourself for the sort of running you do in a game. Match fitness is so different to a normal run. What was it like for you, Cal? What did you do at the time?
Yeah, so it was a bit different for me because I wasn't at Portsmouth, I was at Accrington, and Portsmouth obviously came back because they had the playoffs, but our season finished, so we had like 5 months, I think, before 4 or 5 months, something crazy like that. But like Craig says, I think you can have 2-3 weeks off, or you can have 3-4 months off. I think it's the same when you come back to footy. It's complete different type of fitness.
Have you guys been given a program to do while you've been off, if the situation arose where you've now got a game coming up?
When there's no end date, it's so hard to know how hard to push yourself at what point, because what if you push yourself as far as you can and then literally we got the call or the message today saying that we're back playing in 3 weeks and you've just pushed yourself too far? Like, you just don't know. So now there's an end date. I think it's gonna be so much easier for us as players and as the coaches to tailor it accordingly, and I think we'll be all right. I know in the FA Cup for us we're allowed a couple more substitutes, which sounds so silly, but for a first 90-minute match I think they're all going to be used, so I hope everyone's ready.
Actually, while you just answer that, you said you got a program that with, like, I don't know if you have access to a gym and stuff. What kind of sessions were in your program? Like, was there gym work or just running or like football drills and stuff like that? What kind of work have you been doing?
I think a few of us have taken to a few of us have dogs, so a lot of us have taken to a lot of walking, and I've been hitting the 10k walks to get my steps in, where I've been sat at a desk all day, which doesn't happen usually. I found that I wasn't moving at all, so I did a lot of steps, and now I've been doing online Pilates with my dad, which has been quite funny. It's good. It's quite nice to focus on some other things. Like flexibility, particularly for me, and taking care of injuries and whatnot. But I have been skiving off over to Havant Rugby Club to go and play a bit of football. They've got a 3G there that's all open that I think a few people have picked up on now. So yeah, I've been doing a bit there.
I had almost like the opposite. I was like, I'm a PE teacher, so teaching from home, I was doing like 3 live lessons a day, and the first 40 minutes was a workout. So I was like almost doing like a HIIT workout 3 times a day just to try and do it with the kids. But it's definitely the program we had a bit of everything, which was nice. Like, there was some football drills, there was some HIIT workouts, and then there was obviously some longer distance running, which, as JB said earlier, like at the start, that was quite hard to motivate yourself to kind of go out and push yourself on a long run when we didn't have anything at that time. We didn't even know if we were going to have any games to come back to. So it's been quite nice to have a little bit of everything and have some time, as Jade Widow said, to do some other stuff.
Obviously, being in lockdown and no fans being allowed in the stadium, so I was just wondering, like, how different that's been, and if it's affected performances, or if you think it's changed anything.
It's not great. It's not the same. It's hard to not that it's hard to get yourself up for games. It's not, but it's just the fans, especially at home, play such a big part in like giving you an extra push sometimes when you need it. It's it can definitely make it easier with them there. So it's been tough, especially like you've seen we haven't done great at home this year. So they definitely make a difference.
Go on, Cal. Get yourself off the road.
Well, I haven't played in front of the full park yet, but
That's mad. That actually feels so strange. I'll be honest that you've not played in front of our fans.
Yeah.
Oh, that's mad.
That's what I mean. That is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
You're in
but,
for a shock.
but when there was 2,000 in, there was 2,000 in for a couple of games, and that gave us such a lift, which is crazy. You think 2,000? It was so loud. I couldn't believe how loud they were.
I know, and I'm sure Marcus and Carl, when you come to Fratton Park as an opposition player,
Yeah.
it is intimidating. There's no denying it. Anyone who says it isn't is lying, because it is. It is very, very loud, and it is intimidating, and you are nervous when you come to Fratton Park. And without the fans, maybe there isn't that edge there.
I think I can hear some of your northern accents. So I guess you're probably not from Portsmouth. What's it been like to move to the city? Are you a city person, or maybe a bit more rural?
The initial coming down here was a bit of a shock, like living in a hotel and stuff, and then moving into my own place and buying furniture and stuff. But I love the city. I think it's great, like living by the sea and that. I am a city boy, but I'm from a bit of a bigger city than Portsmouth, so it seems quite small to me. But it's like it's nice here. Like it's got everything you need really. I'm just gutted that I missed like the summer because we were all locked down. I'm sure summer would be amazing down here.
I moved down in September, so I've been on once when the restrictions were lifted. But yeah, I haven't been able to go out really anyway since I've been down. It's all been restricted really, so I haven't been to the beach a few times. Nice, the seaside's nice, but I haven't been out for food much. Everyone's been shut.
Rose is our only token northerner, I think. So what was it like for you, Rosie, coming to see the ocean?
Yeah, I feel like I'm on holiday, to be honest. We've got a nice few degrees warmer down here. Can swim in the sea. Just a permanent holiday.
I was thinking about your recovery and how you prepare, having so many games in a week, and yeah, what your recovery process is.
Again, eating the right stuff. Sleep's massive. Sleep's underrated. I think how important sleep is. But yeah, just putting your feet up and resting, and ice baths. I have ice baths quite often.
Like Cal said, sleep is massive, and then like having protein after games, eating straight after games and stuff like that, and trying to rehydrate. Like if you have a game at night or in the evening, like making sure you drink loads of water before you go to sleep, I feel like makes a massive difference in how you feel the next morning.
I think Cal's hit the nail on the head. I think sleep is so underrated. It's so important when you're trying to recover. Yeah, stay hydrated, get enough sleep, stretch. I think there's so many people that I've played with that you never see them stretch. Never seen them stretch. I think me and Marcus were actually sat there the other day talking about hamstring stretch.
I never used to stretch.
No.
I used to watch people stretch and be like, "What are you doing?"
Exactly.
Right? But now that but then to be fair, at that point, I never played every week. Like, I would maybe come off the bench or play sometimes. Now that I'm playing a lot, it's massive.
Obviously, I know Callum's not been here that long. Yeah, what's been the Pompey highlight? Obviously, if I ask you in a few months, you'll say winning League One or reaching the playoff. But yeah, we'll see about.
Either when my goal against Bristol City, but everything's just like with no fans, everything. Probably the Peterborough game at home when we actually had fans in. When that was probably the one. That's the first one I thought of, because I scored against Bristol City away in the FA Cup, which was unbelievable. But with no fans, it's just like. So when the fans were in against Peterborough, I'd say yeah.
Obviously, the Exeter game was mad when we we won it right at the end with John scoring. But it's just like scoring goals at home. Obviously, it's the Fratton end and Rockton and stuff like that. It's always good. But I've had the Exeter game, but hopefully we can do something this year and have a big, better memory. I know Craig's got a good one, hasn't he?
I say the same one every single time. It will honestly take so much topping just because of the sheer amount of fans that are there. Okay, the competition is what it is. There was a lot of negativity over it, but yeah, that Wembley final at 2 years ago was incredible, like incredible. Having 89, 90,000 in there, and then winning it the way we won it, and just it had every single emotion you could physically have in a football match.